shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club, dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like
What's going on, fight fans? It's another great day when you love MMA. Welcome back to Mad Matty Fight Talk. We got Crazy Chris in the building. It's Mad Matty yet again for the world's greatest predicting podcast, where we get shit 85% accurate at least. Anyway, we got UFC 286 going down March 18th at the O2 Arena in London, where the champion, newly crowned king, Leon Edwards, will be taking on Kamaru Usman. Now, interestingly enough for this fight, Leon is a plus 205 underdog, and Kamaru is a minus 245, which I found actually pretty interesting. That was the betting odds as far as like a couple days ago goes, so it could change. You know how that goes. The more people bet, the more it flops. And he is at home in London, so I am curious to see how this closes out. But Leon, 20-3, coming off of a big, probably one of the greatest come-from-behind head kick knockouts we've ever seen, ending a 19-fight win streak for Kamaru Usman. What do you think for Leon going into this fight to defend his title?
Well, you know, congratulations to Leon. He had a huge upset. I mean, what a fucking haymaker that he just threw out of there and capitalized the last time. But if you're going off of statistics, they've fought 2 times, and for what do you call it, 7 of those 8 rounds, Usman won, and that, you know, the last minute of the 5th round he lost, and that's really where it's at. I mean, Usman's gonna win this fight if he plays it safe and doesn't and keeps his, you know, Q's and A's and make sure that he has his hands up the entire fight. I don't see this being an issue. And the other thing was, we didn't see Usman get into his wrestling game last fight. He really tried to just wear on him and box with him and kind of just didn't respect the stand-up game, because let's be real, he pushed him against the fence, he wore him out, he beat him, he was beating him. And we were watching that fight live, and I said, look, he looks mentally beat. And, you know, he goes in there with that phenomenal jab head kick and set it up beautifully and knocked him out. But I have to give it to, you know, Usman. I think it's going to be, after coming off of a loss like that, plus he had surgery, so he should be 100% for this fight. I think he gets a 5-round decision. I'm just
going to jump in. I am highly disappointed in a fighter of who's fought his whole life for you to come in here and just say Kamaru Usman's going to win. One, Leon Edwards completely dominated the first round and even got into full mount. He was just outclassing the fuck out of Kamaru Usman in the first round of the first fight and didn't do anything the rest of the fight. But they were also fighting in Denver, Colorado at really high elevation, which we saw on that entire fight card. Fighters did not look like themselves. They looked extremely tired. Luke Rockhold, you know, he's coming off of a layoff, but he did not ever fight like how I seen him fight against Paulo Costa. So I'm wondering if that actually played a factor into Leon Edwards' cardio. And if it did, Leon actually, you know, he made it work for himself. He did look gassed out. He did look tired, but so did everybody else on the fight card. That's one big factor that I think we need to take into account, where Kamaru Usman, I believe, trains in Colorado part-time. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but I know his coach is in Colorado. And then another big factor is I've been hearing rumors that Kamaru Usman has really, really bad knees. So I'm surprised he is even able to establish a 19-fight win streak. Now, regardless of that rumor, I mean, he's been fighting with bad knees apparently for a while, so I don't take that too to heart. But I do think that Leon is going to be even more dangerous going into this fight with the backing of his country in his backyard against a guy who he successfully knocked out and dominated in the first round. Now, if he can do that for 5 rounds, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in this fight. Because if Kamaru can't stop his takedowns and can't stop his grappling,
if that fight went 60 more seconds, we wouldn't have this fight. We wouldn't even be talking about this right now. That's my point.
That is true. I mean, Kamaru did do the more work and was winning the rounds, but it was not impressive from what I saw. Especially,
no, it's not impressive. But as a champion, you're trying to maintain your belt. You don't care about how good you look when you're getting into your 5, 6, 7 defense. You know what I mean? So for me, it's a pretty simple game plan. Kamaru Usman has way better wrestling than Leon Edwards, and Leon Edwards has dangerous striking, and he proved that last fight for sure, no doubt. He had a great first round, but everybody has a good first round when you're fresh. How is he going to be going into the 3rd, 4th, and 5th round this time around? Is he going to get drained from being in his home country with a huge crowd cheering him on? or is he going to thrive? We don't know. But my prediction is, and I'm not going safe with this, I truly think Kamaru Usman is just a better fighter. I really think that.
Yeah, I like Kamaru Usman. He does pack power. I think he is going to try and I think he's just going to be shell shocked this fight. I think he's going to be way too conservative. And once he gets stuffed once or twice, he's not going to want to engage in the stand up. So I think Leon picks him apart and TKOs him in four rounds.
I think we have Kamaru Usman win a 5-round decision. Now, with that being said, if Leon Edwards was to successfully defend his belt, I mean, you got Colby Covington, you got Khamzat Chimaev, you got Rakhmonov, who looked phenomenal against Neal. I mean, just a who's who of great wrestlers coming up. So that's what I mean. Even if he can successfully defend his belt, good luck keeping it, because there's tons of fantastic wrestlers.
Here's
on
the
the
thing:
rise.
It does make the welterweight division interesting. But if Leon Edwards successfully beats Kamaru Usman twice, Kamaru's successfully beaten everybody else twice. So that gives Leon an edge in almost all of those fights. I mean, regardless, it makes good matchups. But
that's only against Colby Covington. But we have still a young, hungry Chimaev,
Colby,
and a hungry
Jorge
Rakhmonov.
Yeah, I mean, there's always up and comers. I would like to see him fight Bilal Muhammad next. I would like to see the winner of this
Bilal
fight.
Muhammad, literally a gem, just diamond in the rough, sitting there with not enough credit on his plate.
Yeah,
that guy should be fighting the next guy in line, for real.
Okay, look, we could get into that in a different video, because you could go on and on about the welterweight division. Leon Edwards winning the belt, though, has created all of this hype and talk. I just want to see the winner. If Leon wins, I would love to see him fight Bilal, because I think Bilal deserves it.
All right, final prediction is 4th round TKO for you, for Leon Edwards, and I have Kamaru Usman winning a 5-round decision.
Sounds good to me. Lock it in, guys. Now, going down to the co-main event. This is a very, very good matchup. We got number 3, Justin the highlight reel Gaethje, taking on number 6, Rafael Fiziev. Now, Justin Gaethje is a plus 195 as of right now, underdog, and Fiziev is a minus 230 favorite, and I think rightfully so. Justin Gaethje is a good wrestler, but he hasn't been utilizing that skill. We saw a little bit of it in the Chandler fight, but I'm telling you, against a guy like Rafael Fiziev, he's not winning a stand-up fight against that guy. And Fiziev has showed outstanding takedown defense against his last opponent, RDA, which he ended up finishing the fight. To me, this is going to be one of those Michael Chandler, Justin Gaethje type fights. It's going to be explosive, but you're talking about a very technical, really good striker in Rafael Fiziev. I am curious to see who you have winning this fight.
Well, Justin Gaethje is 2-2 in his last 4. 1 fight, lost a fight, won a fight, lost a fight. And I have Rafael Fiziev winning by TKO. And I'll give you my reason why. This is an extremely high-level striker. He is the striking coach for Tiger Muay Thai in Thailand. I mean, this guy is the real deal. And when you saw what he did to Rafael RDA, when you saw what he did to Rafael, I mean, it's pretty simple. That Justin has he just does not have the same. I don't believe he has the same level of caliber wrestling, that consistent grind wrestling that RDA has. And if RDA wasn't able to put that on Rafael Fiziev the way that I expected him to, I really thought RDA, he is coming older and getting a little bit later in his career, but Rafael Fiziev showed amazing technical defensive wrestling. And not only did he win the fight, he finished the fight. And Justin Gaethje, he likes to get into slugfest, and this is not going to be. And Rafael Fiziev is going to welcome a slugfest because he wants to be technical when he strikes. Well, so I think Rafael Fiziev finishes him with a TKO in the 3rd round.
Yeah, and I don't think that RDA is a little bit older. He's been in the game for a while, but he's one of those Clay Guida guys that he doesn't age, bro. This guy's fighting style is built for MMA. He's literally one of the toughest guys to fight in that division and has been since he's come into the UFC. So that victory for Rafael Fiziev was a major test to see if he can handle a grappler, which he can. Now, Justin Gaethje is a good wrestler, but doesn't like to wrestle. This guy has 19 KOs. Fiziev has 8 KOs in their career. These are 2 massive highlight reel knockout artists. Justin Gaethje I think he likes the crowd pleasing. He's a highlight. He wants to go for the highlight reel knockout. Now, when he is technical, he is extremely dangerous. If he touches Fiziev's chin, he could put him out. I think he drops Fiziev, really hard, but I think Rafael's gonna sleep him. I think it's gonna be a second round, not brutal knockout, not a TKO. I think he's gonna viciously knock out Gaethje because Gaethje's probably gonna get confident. They're gonna trade. Once these guys start engaging, I don't see this fight going to the ground. I really don't. I don't. And if Justin goes for a takedown, he's going to need to time it. And the reason I think Justin gets slept in this fight is because Charles Oliveira, to me, he's an underrated striker, but he's not the best striker in that division. And he has dropped everybody. Gaethje got dropped and put away. Says he got in a bicycle accident, whatever. I don't give a shit. When you stepped in the ring, you got folded by a jiu-jitsu artist. That's how I look at it. Now, he is a really good Muay Thai fighter, but he folded you. Fiziev is a freaking Muay Thai specialist. I see him putting the lights out. I think he's gonna knock the highlight reels out of fucking Justin Gaethje's head.
The one thing Justin has against his fight style is he fights reckless. Like when he swings, he'll swing wide and he'll leave all this space open. And a good technical striker like Rafael Fiziev is gonna notice that. He's gonna start timing things like a slick, quick left head kick and things like that to keep it in check. And then I believe he's gonna land some serious punch power. I don't think that Justin's fight style helps him in this fight, but this is one of those fights where you want to go up to Sean Shelby and Dana White and just kiss them on the mouth. Thank you for matching these guys up, because either way, it's going to be a all-out war from bell to bell. So you guys can expect a great fight.
And I'm not saying that he runs through Gaethje. I think if Gaethje touches his chin, Fiziev needs to fight smart and stay the fuck away from him, because if Gaethje can open up, he's going to hurt him. Now, the leg kicks could be a big factor in this game, but I just think when you're fighting a Muay Thai guy, I don't see that. I don't see that hurting Fiziev. So
again, Fiziev is a Muay Thai specialist. This guy he's a coach at Tiger Muay Thai. He's not going to let Gaethje hit him with those leg kicks that say Dustin Poirier would, or Eddie Alvarez would, or Michael Chandler would. Michael Chandler's a base wrestler, so he sits real hard on his front leg, things like that. So I really expect Rafael Fiziev.
Final prediction.
Rafael Fiziev, 3rd round TKO.
I got Fiziev with a 2nd round sleeper. I think he's going to knock Justin Gaethje out. And I think it's going to be a war up until that. I don't think this fight sees the 3rd round, but regardless, guys, hit us in the comments. Let us know who you have for that banger of a fight. We're going to move one down on the fight card to probably the most underwhelming fight that you could put on a main card on such a big day. Look, I hate to throw shade on people. I really do, because these people are professional athletes. But Joanne Wood versus Luana Carolina, I'm not excited. This is going to be when I take a bathroom break, when I go to the fridge and make me some food, and then I'm going to get ready for the Justin Gaethje fight while that fight's in. Oh, did they scrap it? Because I'm pretty sure it is.
They scrapped it, bro. It's Gunnar Nelson versus Bryan Barbarena, and then Jennifer Maia versus Casey O'Neill, and then Marvin Vettori versus Romain Dolidze.
We're going to leave this in the video because they were on the card, and I'm glad they scrapped it. So anyway, we're going to move on to Gunnar Nelson versus Bryan Barbarena. And I believe Barbarena is stepping in on short notice, because I think Gunnar Nelson was supposed to fight somebody else.
Yes, he is. He is stepping in on short notice for sure.
Yeah, I don't like that. This is like the 3rd time that Barbarena is stepping in on a short notice fight, and we saw how those have played out. I think actually maybe this might be the 2nd time. But he took RDA on short notice, which, yes, that's a warrior spirit, but you're a professional athlete. And if you're going for a title shot, not training for people is not really that smart. This isn't a sport where you can just be like, fuck it, I'm going in there, I'm a fighter, I'm going to fight. You will fight, and you will probably lose, because Gunnar Nelson is extremely good, extremely dangerous, but he is 9-5 in the UFC. But he has 11 first-round finishes. This is going to be an interesting fight. I don't really know what to make of this fight, but I do know that Bam Bam Barbarena is a fucking animal, and he's going to bring it. So, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah, it's really hard to get behind Bryan on this fight, and it's not even because he's taking it on short notice. It's just because I've followed Gunnar Nelson's career, his entire career. I mean, I've been watching the UFC since 2003. So I've seen Gunnar Nelson come into this game as a young guy, and it's going to be really hard just stylistically for Bryan to win unless he just touches Gunnar's chin, which I just don't see. Gunnar as of late has been a real smart fighter. So I think Gunnar Nelson wins a decision like he normally does, grinds it out.
I don't know, dude, because RDA, I think did RDA submit him?
He submitted him in the second round.
Yeah, Gunnar Nelson has 12 submissions in his career with 11 first-round finishes. I don't know
It might
if you want
it
to.
might not even go past the first, to be honest. I don't know. It just depends on how fast Gunnar Nelson starts and how much he's willing to exert out of his energy. And watching Gunnar Nelson for his career, I've noticed he's just a slow starter. He likes to kind of feel things out, and then he doesn't mind going to a decision and winning the positions. He likes to sit there in position and hold people down. So I don't know if he's going to go for the excitement, but he's definitely, either way.
That could play into Bryan Barberena's favor, though, because Bam Bam is his nickname. Bam Bam. I just keep calling him that. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But yeah, Barbarena is a fucking banger, and he does not start slow. He's very high pace. So that is one thing that could favor him. Now, I just want to see him fight hard in the clinch. When they get in the clinch, he needs to be doing what he did against Matt Brown. If he fights like that, I just don't like him taking these short notice fights because I do like him, but he is 9-7 in the UFC. You don't want to have this Benson Henderson record of 7-7 in Bellator. You know what I mean? 9-7 in the UFC, going possibly 9-8. Dude, take a training camp. You deserve it. You're a good fighter. You put on good performances. But if he starts, fast and hurts Nelson early, he could win the fight. If I were him, I would try to go for the finish in the first round, especially against a slow starter. But the longer this fight goes, the more it favors Nelson. And I do see Nelson winning a 3-round decision because I think Barbarena doesn't want to lose by submission. He's going to fight the hell out of it, but I think Gunnar just wins by points.
I'm going to go with Gunnar Nelson first round submission. I think he might, knowing that Barbarena is taking this on short notice, I think he might push it and kind of push the pace. So I'm going to go Gunnar Nelson first round submission. And the only way we're wrong is if Bryan touches that chin. But I really just, as of late, he just has not been impressive as he used to be. That fight against Robbie Lawler showed real potential, but he also was getting dinged extremely hard in that fight and got rocked on multiple occasions before he finished Robbie Lawler. So, Gunnar Nelson's not that amazing striker. He's a grinder, and I just don't see this stylistically working out for Bryan Barberena. I put my money on a first round submission with Gunnar Nelson.
If I had to put my money on it, I would put my money on Gunnar Nelson winning a decision, but my heart wants Bryan Barberena to win because he has beat guys like Lawler and Matt Brown, but they're in their older phases of their career. But anyway, we'll see what happens in that one. You guys can lock that in. We're going to move on.
All right, guys, we're going straight down to the main opener for the opener for the main card, Marvin Vettori, who's ranked number 3, against Roman Dolidze, who's ranked number 8. Matt, take us away on what you think.
Man, this fight's fucking awesome. I just love that Roman Dolidze is getting a main card, pay-per-view showing. He's 12-1 with 7 KOs and coming off of a fucking outstanding performance against Jack Hermansson, who I think is one of the most boring fighters in that division. Dude, put him in a calf slicer face down and TKO'd the shit out of him. That was one of the nastiest things I've ever seen in the UFC.
On a 2-week notice.
On a two-week notice. And I've been watching the UFC for a long time. I've never seen somebody get face planted with a calf slicer. The dude literally couldn't move and was defenseless. Like, literally just hoping and praying he could stop punches. Roman is a fucking animal. That guy is extremely scary. Now, Marvin Vettori is very durable. And what I really respected is when he fought Paulo Costa at like 205 and was able to hang and trade with him. I was actually impressed with his striking. He just doesn't have the knockout power for me. And I think Dolidze can hurt you standing up. And I think he's more dynamic on the ground than Marvin Vettori is. I'm curious to see what you think, but I do have Roman Dolidze putting his ass away in the third round.
I think it's pretty crazy that, the last time I checked the odds, Dolidze is a plus 185 and Marvin Vettori is like a minus 225. So I thought that the odd makers kind of made that really weird. I didn't expect that. I expected it to be a lot closer. Roman has been super impressive. This guy is willing to come in short notice and just beat somebody's ass. He's not afraid of a fight. And I agree with you. That last performance against Jack Hermansson, who's a long time fighter in the UFC, has many fights against a lot of top talent, and he got completely wrecked on a short notice against an up-and-comer. So Marvin Vettori, you just got to watch out. That guy's a killer. He's not necessarily the most technical striker. He's not the most technical wrestler. He just has that heart mentality where he has a lot of cardio and he's willing to push the pace on you. He's like a 185 Merab. Honestly, the way he fights with less takedowns because of the higher weight class, but it's kind of the same way. He'll just throw some punches, shoot a takedown. That doesn't work. He'll bounce back, throw some punches, shoot another takedown. Marvin Vettori has that. Now, the biggest fear for me with that is Roman not having the cardio to keep up with that style of fighting. I don't know if he's ready for that caliber of cardio with that high level of up-down pace. And this is going to be a big fight card. He's going to be the opener. He's going to have a lot of pressure on himself. Marvin Vettori has fought against Israel Adesanya for the belt. He's been in main event fights. He's very confident. He's a young kid who's super confident in himself as well. So I think we see a Marvin Vettori 3rd round decision victory.
Bro.
just based off of experience and what he's able, capability wise.
Look,
I think he does have enough tools in the tool bag to get the job done. I don't think he can finish Roman. I think he can get a decision though.
Bro, Marvin Vettori has been taken down by Robert Whittaker, an undersized, not really known for wrestling kind of guy. So for me, that's already a red flag. Going against a guy who goes for 2.12
against an ex-champion.
Average. Yeah, I get that. One of the best strikers in the division getting taken down and you're the best grappler in the division. So Roman Dolidze is going to go for submissions the entire time. He's very good at submissions, very good at throwing them up. Doesn't have the greatest takedown defense, but has a great guard, and has won his last 3 or 4 fights. He's on a 4-fight win streak. 3 of those are by knockout. So he has dangerous hands and he's really good on the ground. Vettori's probably going to get caught and he's going to shoot and he's going to get caught with a submission. I think the first couple rounds is going to be rough because Vettori's durable, but I think Dolidze will put him away by either ground and pound TKO or he submits him in the 3rd round. There is no way Marvin Vettori is winning this fight.
That is the way Roman fights, and I do like him. I like that about him. I really think that this is his coming out party. If he can get past this test, I really think he's going to be a super dangerous competitor, and really close to a title shot after this victory if it comes out that way. But I just don't see him. He's 12-1. He doesn't have that experience, that high level experience that Marvin Vettori has. I think Marvin Vettori's coach and his team's good at, building game plans. And, I've seen him win some big fights. So if he can play it safe, I think he comes out with a 3-round decision. I see him out, again, one thing that I noticed about Roman is he kind of slows down in the 2nd round. When he's on his feet and he gets tired, he tries to take a break. And those things with Marvin's not going to work. Marvin's not going to try to take a break. He doesn't care about, how much he's breathing. He's just going to shoot. He's going to punch. He's going to continue to move. So I just think Marvin's going to win a decision.
I think Vettori's going to shoot, press him against the cage, and that's when Dolidze is going to be able to find a submission because Marvin's used to fighting guys that don't want to grapple with him, that are so worried about takedown defense. This guy invites the ground game, and it's not going to be good for Vettori. I just see him getting seriously destroyed in this fight.
He's a very good prospect, and I'm super excited to see him fight in this fight. I have no ill will against him. I really, my heart of hearts wants him to even win this fight. I'm just going off the statistics, and when I look at the odds and the betting odds, there's Vegas knows something that they're putting that much weight on Marvin Vettori. They really do think he has the best chance to win. So I'm gonna go. What is your prediction? What's your final prediction on the fight?
3rd round finish for Roman Dolidze.
All right, there you have it, guys. 3rd round finish for Roman. I got 3rd round Marvin Vettori with a decision.
Well, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, hit us with a like, subscribe to our channel for more content. Check out the rest of our videos. We will be doing some more for the UFC, obviously for Bellator, who's been putting on some really good shows. The lightweight Grand Prix has just started for them. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. Let us know who you guys have winning, and we'll see you on the next one.
Haters talking shit, yeah, they breath stank. Walk up in the club, dripping like I'm fresh paint. I can see through the facade like an